I looked over at Truth during one of them timeouts, Paul, and I said, not ending your career in Utah. You know what I mean? We told him that. We just said, we want to keep this thing going for him.
Let's get the Vegas impact of an all-important Game 7, the only Game 7 of the NBA's first round. That will be in LA tomorrow between the Clippers and Jazz. Clippers will host Game 7 after beating the Jazz 98-93 on Friday night. Do you like the Clippers to cover the 4-point spread Vegas has it at? Clip, -4. What kind of action would you take, Tim?
I like Utah in this game. I do think the Clippers are going to win, but I think this is going to be a last possession type of ball game. I expect it to be a low scoring affair. You see the points per game for both teams, Dylan, under 100. And you got to think that the Clippers have all the momentum. They're going to be at home, but the whole world is going to bet them. And I think this is going to be a grinded out affair. All of a sudden, Utah went from having all the pressure in the world on them. Now they're in a game where it's carefree. Yeah. It's weird how that happens. Now all the pressure's on the Clippers.
And I think the pressure's always been on the Clippers this whole series. I know Utah certainly had some pressure on to try to stick the knife in the back of the Clippers at home. Couldn't do that. Big win by the Clippers. I sort of like your logic here as far as taking the points when you're dealing with arguably the best defensive team in the league. They tend not to get blown out. They tend to keep the game close, grind it out, muck it up, half-court style. That's the pace they like to play. And I could see the Clippers winning the game, but I think it is going to be close here.
I think this is going to be a last possession type of ball game. Obviously, Utah did not play well. I thought the Clippers' defensive scheme in Utah was amazing. Ran guys off three-point lines. The energy was there.
Yeah.
And at the start of the second half, old man Paul Pierce made some big shots, him along with Crawford. I think Utah is going to be better suited in this game, almost us against the world mentality, because no one's really believed in them all season long. And even in this series, they weren't favorite in the series. So now they can kind of get that back. Because I think in Game 6, it was like, holy cow, we're going to win this? For them, and they just went out and they just did not play well. I think it was more because of the Clippers' defense.
You can see CP and the motivation for the Clippers there. They did not want Paul Pierce's career to come to an end with a bunch of
Was that an insult
screaming
towards Utah? Was that a slap in the face to Salt Lake City?
Sure it was, of course. He's saying of all cities, you got to deal with a bunch of Jazz fans yelling at you, bye-bye, bye-bye, Paul. Here's the truth. Your career's over. And we know Utah can win in LA. They did so Game 1. They did so in Game 5. So Tim likes the Jazz plus the 4 points Vegas is giving.